Chapter 9 Rebirth of Nunu. Jilliana, from Hollywood star to New York City Havana Nights. In New York City, Jade stood on a rooftop over Times Square, Manhattan. Reflecting, she stood staring down at the bright lights of the city that never slept. It didn't feel like a new beginning, but more so it felt like the end of her favorite love story, like everything had been stripped away from her. She touched her wrist, tracing the rabbit's foot tattoo they had gotten together. She closed her eyes, remembering the way Luckì had looked at her that night. "Forever," he had whispered. And even though he was far away, even though she didn't know if he would wake up or pass on like everyone else she had grown to know and love, she held on to that, because Luckì Prince Cunningbur wasn't just lucky. He was hers. He had brought her luck. And one day, if she should be so lucky, she would find her way back to him, no matter what it took. She would find her way back to him and would return the luck. But Jade Starr was dead. At least, that's what the world believed. After the cartel's attempt on her life, after Luckì fell into a coma, after the authorities swooped in at the last second, she had no choice but to disappear completely. She was no longer the wealthy star, Hollywood sensation. Now she was Nunu, Jilliana Nunu, a nobody, hidden away in the chaos of New York City. And the only person who knew everything? Melissa Lion Sharp the Coyote Greaves. And Melissa had known enough. She had seen enough blood in her lifetime. As a former U.S. Marshal, she had spent years protecting witnesses, relocating them, erasing their old lives. But Jade was different. She wasn't a criminal looking for a deal. She wasn't some low-level snitch trying to save their own skin. She was a woman with a target on her back, a woman whose only crime was being born to the wrong family. So when she was relocated from California to New York, Melissa didn't hesitate to follow. New York was a fresh start for them both. And it didn't take long for Melissa's reassignment, where she would find her place in the NYPD. One morning, Greaves sat in a small coffee shop just a few blocks away from the NYPD precinct, her fingers wrapped around a steaming cup of black coffee. Across from her sat Officer Raymond Newtone Roberts and his partner Thaddeus Williams, two officers she had come to respect in her short time with the department. "I still don't get it," Newtone said, shaking his head. "You had a good setup in California. Why come to this circus?" Melissa smirked, taking a sip. "Needed a change," she said simply. "Besides, L.A. was getting boring." Thaddeus scoffed. "Boring? You were in witness protection services. Your job was literally putting people into hiding from cartel hitmen and mafia bosses." Melissa leaned back. "Exactly. Boring." Newtone chuckled. "So what's this new assignment they gave you? You've been looking real secretive lately." Melissa's expression darkened slightly. "That's classified," she said smoothly, though her mind immediately went to Jade. She glanced at the time. She had a meeting to get to. It was with the one person in the city who needed her protection the most. She tossed back the last of her coffee and stood. "All right, boys. Play nice while I'm gone." Newtone raised his hands. "Always." Thaddeus smirked. "No promises." Melissa rolled her eyes, grabbed her coat, and walked out. Jilliana's new apartment was modest, tucked away in a neighborhood where people didn't ask questions. Melissa had picked the location carefully, far enough from Manhattan's elite, but close enough to blend in. When Greaves entered, she was already waiting, arms crossed. "You're late," Jilliana said. Melissa sneered. "Traffic." Taking a seat across from her, studying her. Jilliana Nunu had looked different from Jade Starr. Gone were the luxury gowns, the designer jewelry, the perfectly styled hair. She wore jeans and a simple sweater, her hair pulled into a messy bun. If Melissa didn't know better, she would never have guessed this was the same woman who once graced red carpets and magazine covers. "How's the job search going?" Melissa asked. Jilliana sighed. "I hate it." Melissa raised an eyebrow. "You haven't even started yet, and I hate it already." Melissa leaned forward. Well, tough luck, princess. You need a job. You need a life here. You need to blend in, literally for your health. Jilliana scowled, but said nothing. Melissa pulled out a folder and slid it across the table. What's this? Nunu asked, picking it up. Melissa smirked. Your new job. The Havana Room Hitching Post was one of New York's most exclusive clubs, a place where the powerful came to drink, to deal, to disappear. No cameras, no press, just privacy, which made it perfect for someone like Jade, now Jilliana. Melissa had arranged for her to get an interview as a hostess, the kind of job that required blending into the background while still making enough money to survive. The manager, Ava, barely looked up when Jilliana walked in. You ever worked in entertainment before? Ava asked. Jilliana smirked. Something like that. Ava studied her for a moment. You got the look, she said finally. Can you handle VIPs? Jilliana nodded. Ava handed her a schedule. You start tomorrow. Just like that, Jade Starr was gone, and in her place, Nunu, the hostess at a hidden VIP club. That night, as she walked home, Jilliana looked at her the tattoo of the lucky rabbit's foot she and Lucky had gotten together. She closed her eyes, remembering his voice, his laughter, his touch. Forever, she told herself. But forever felt so far away. For now, she had to survive, as Nunu, a ghost in the city that never sleeps. The lucky ones. Some run from fate, some chase the past, some search for love they hope will last. Some lose themselves, some play pretend, some fight like hell to reach the end. I was a star lost in the sky, falling fast, afraid to die. You were the light I never knew, a fire born from something true. They tried to take us, they tried to break us, a life built real but deemed a fake. Through war and wounds, through love and pain, through shadows dark and skies of rain. Yet here we stand, not lost, not gone. A lucky tale still holding on, tattoos of feet, for even when the night grows deep and dreams are locked where secrets keep, two souls will meet, their scars in view, and whisper soft, so lucky I found you, so lucky I found you. The end.
I don't have a million